Hello everybody, welcome to Tadros channel. Today I have a guest by the name Father Tadros, who's a priest and who's serving at St. Mark Coptic Orthodox Church here in Nairobi. Abuna, can you say hello to the viewers, please?
Hi guys, I'm happy to be in this platform this afternoon, and I hope all of us are going to enjoy what we are going to share out.
So he's going to take us through his spiritual journey. So Abuna,
yes.
How did you become Christian?
I like that question because there is a certain say which states that whomever knows where he is going must know where he has come from. So when you're asking such like a question, what is coming into my mind is taking me back from where I started. First and foremost, I was brought up in a Christian family. My mom and my dad was a Christian, but their church was with an acronym of CCA, Christian Church in Africa. It was one of the Protestant churches that we have in Kenya.
So you come, so in other words, your parents are Christians as well?
Yes, I was born in a Christian family and I was brought up in a Christian way.
Then how did you convert to Orthodox Church?
Wow, that is a very nice question. You know, when I was still a young lad, or when I was growing up, I went to school as usual. In my primary school, I was under CCA Church, because that is where I was born when my parents are there. Then after my primary education, I went to high school level. Then when I went to high school, this one is now from 1 until from 4, the school where I studied in was called Nyagondo High School, and Nyagondo High School was a mixed school, and it was under the mission of Catholic. So the program for the school was that each and every Friday we were to go for the prayers. It was like mandatory, like all the students have to go to church in the evenings of Fridays. So when I was in my high school, most of my prayer life, I was concentrating in Catholic Church, because you know when in high school you have a lot of work, sometimes assignment, so sometimes I couldn't make it to go on Sunday in our family church. So sometimes I just take it, okay, we have prayed on a Friday and now I'm okay. So by the time I was in my high school studies, I was under Catholic Church most of my time. So after that is when, after high school is when I came to make my decision in my Christian walk.
So when were you baptized to the Orthodox faith?
After accomplishing my high school, that one was in 2003, when I accomplished my high school studies, and now I had to make a decision, because now I was a grown up. I can remember I accomplished my high school when I was, how old? I was 17 years old, if I can remember. Then I had to make a decision. So when I went back home, I was still going to our church, CCA, and there was one of my best friends. He was just a young man. He was having a family. He was my friend. So he came to our home, because being that we have been friends with him, and he asked me, your church is CCA. I know very well when you are in your high school studies, you are under Catholic. And now what is your take? Are you still a CCA, or you moved to a Catholic church, or what do you think? And I told him, it is my time now to make a decision, because I'm now a grown up. And he invited me to Coptic Orthodox Church. It is called St. Mark Alego. It was in Siaya. Siaya is our town there at home. So when he invited me, I decided to go one Sunday. Then that Sunday when I go to the church, I found when there were missionaries. I didn't know anything about Coptic Orthodox Church, and now when I went there, I found when there were missionaries, and these missionaries were having a very nice program. The program that they had is like, in the Coptic Church I found that there is liturgy, Holy Mass. After liturgy, there are diverse groups, Sunday school, secondary class, youth, and also Babas, sometimes also Mamas programs. And I found when this program was very nice, by the way, and I was pleased, I was overwhelmed with the program. So that day the Sunday was very nice, and I went back home. And in the evening, he came to me again, and he was asking me, how was the service today? And I told him, wow, it was wonderful. I loved everything. Okay, what is your take now? Are you still in the church of your parents, or you would rather prefer to join us? And I told him, no, I cannot just make a abrupt decision like that, but with the church, I'm so much okay, and I'm happy with the programs that I saw. So after that, the following Sunday also, before Sunday, he came on Saturday to know if I can join him again. And I told him, yes, we shall go. So when I go for the second time also, the program was just the way it was for my first Sunday, but though the visitors now were not there. So from there, I started the journey of being in Coptic Orthodox Church. I took some time before I was baptized. I think I took like 4 months to something to do with 4 months to 5 months before I was baptized, because in the Coptic Orthodox Church we have catechism class, and you have to be in those classes, and you have to know the foundation of the church and some of the basics related to the Holy Mass and other prayers also. So I went through this class to know more about the church before baptism.
Okay, now after you went through baptism,
yes,
then you having a Christian background, how was it welcomed by your parents or your siblings or family members?
Before, it wasn't easy for them to just allow me to go like that, because I was brought up in a Protestant church. So whenever they were asking me, and I told them, whatever I'm receiving in that church is so much edible. I love it, and I'm feeling that I'm growing in my spiritual life, in my social life, and things are already changing in my Christian life. Before, they were not like agreeing, but as I was continuing to walk with the youth in the church, and now I get to know most of the thing. Even the father who was there was called Father Jacob, and the priest was so much welcoming. By the way, he loved me. Yeah, when I started to continue with my journey in my Christian life, he loved me very much, and that one also gave me, like, energized me to continue, like, going to the church like each and every Sunday to join whichever activity which was there in the church. Okay. So with my parents before, they were like 50-50, but they came to agree with me just to continue.
Okay, before you were ordained as a deacon and started rendering your service to the church as a deacon, did you serve the church in different capacity, in different departments?
I think I want to say that me being a servant of God until now, I think it is a call, because even before me being ordained, like you know, in our church we have a protocol. We have the hierarchy of the services. We have the psalters, we have the singers, we have the subdeacons, we have the deacons, we have the senior deacons, we have the priests, we have the higomenos like archpriests, and we have bishops, metropolitans, we have the archbishop, and all this program. Yeah, so I could engage myself in the activities in the church. You know, I found that on Saturdays they were doing the cleanliness. Mamas were doing like mopping the church, and youths were having their day, sometimes during weekdays, sometimes during the weekends, especially on Saturday, when they are doing the cleanings of the church compound. So most of the time I was engaging in such like services, and I felt it was so much helpful to me, because now I came to realize that I am part of them, not only in the spiritual matters, but also in the development. Whether it's a matter of renovation or any construction, I was also with them in such areas.
Okay. Now, what motivated you to become a deacon, and when were you ordained as a deacon, and for how long or for how many years have you served the church in deaconhood?
After baptism, I took diverse months. Before I was ordained. During this time, the same guy who introduced me to the church is the one who came to me again and say, I can see you love the church, I can see you are engaging in some of the activities in the church. What do you think? Can you be one of us in the in the service of God. And I was asking him how. No, just to be a servant like us. And I told him, no, when I came here, I can see the servants are putting on tunics. So how can I come in front to serve when I'm in civilian? And say, no. When you come, you are going to learn a lot of things. It is not a matter that you have to put on a tunic. It's when you are serving. Because in the church we have the deacons, we have the servants, where we have even ladies and mamas. So coming in front here doesn't mean now you are ordained like other deacons, but you are just one of us. You are continuing to learn so that you may know more. If God will of God to call you to be a servant as us, like us, therefore it will work like that. So when he told me like that, I was encouraged because I loved him and I believed upon what he was saying. So I end up going in front to be with the other deacons who were already ordained. So after sometimes when His Grace Bishop Paul came to the church, the father who was there, Father Jacob, introduced me to the bishop, and he said, oh, this is a young boy, an energetic boy. He loved the service, he's helping me, and I can see he can be one of us to help the church. And His Grace Bishop Paul also was very much happy. And it was not only me, we had other boys also during that time who were with me. Then His Grace Bishop Paul put hands upon us, and that one was ordination for the readers, for the people who are helping like altar boys, and also we can read the Bible in the church.
So for how long have you served the church in deaconhood?
I was ordained as a deacon in 2005. So I served from 2005 under Father Jacob until 2014, June 7th, when I was ordained as a priest.
So you had been serving the church for 9 years as a deacon?
Yeah, if we can take 2023 from 2014.
So are you married?
Of course, yes. Of course, yes. You can be a priest in a Coptic Orthodox Church without marriage, even though we have priests who are living a celibate life. We have the priests who are monks, but at the same time we have priests who are married. Me, I got married in 2013. And I took only 1 year, and I was ordained the following year, which was 2014. June 7th.
So what is the name of your wife?
Oh my goodness. My wife is called Queen Tadros. That is how I call her, but her original name is Molin Edwards.
Where is she situated currently?
No, she's living at home. My home area is at Siaya. Yeah.
Do you have children with her?
Yeah, God bless us with 4 children. 4 children, 2 handsome boys, by the way, if you want to know, and 2 beautiful girls.
That is good, that is good. So now, at times you are posted far away from your family for a service. How do you handle that, especially for a month or maybe for a period of 2 months, when you are away from your wife and your kids? You may understand your calling, you may understand what the service needs, but you may handle it well.
Yes.
But how is your wife and your kids handling it?
It wasn't easy from the beginning, because as I told you, I got married on 2013, and the calling to priesthood came the following year, 2014. So after ordination, I took some time in Maseno. Maseno is a missionary post that is serving Nyanza region and also Western Kenya region. I took like almost 2 months. Then from there I was posted to Nakuru. Nakuru is one of our parishes. So in Nakuru I served from 2014 July until 2019. July also, when I was serving in Nakuru. So when I was in Nakuru, I could go home only once in a month. I was going home for 1 week every month. And I want to thank God because this one was working out because God gave me a wife who understands the calling of God. So before it wasn't easy for her, but when he came to realize it is a call, it is the service of God, it's the work of God, she came to surrender. And now even if I take all this time, whenever I go back home and she's welcoming me, everything's okay. Even though I have a challenge with the kids, because the kid doesn't understand. The understanding that my wife is having is quite different from the kids. But even the kids, I can accommodate them because whenever I go home, yes, it is not easy. Each and every one of them, I have to take them something. Like a very nice gift, in that even when I'm going back, they could tell me that, okay, Baba, remember to bring us another thing when we are coming back. You see, it is a kind of motivation. But it wasn't easy.
Okay, okay. Yeah. So now, from the time you began this spiritual journey of yours till the day you are ordained, what are the most difficult challenges as a mere servant, as a deacon, and as a father that we've gone through?
One of the challenge that I can say, you know, me by tribe, I'm a Luo tribe. But where I served from 2014 to 2019 was Kikuyu tribe. These are totally different languages. I went there, if I can't even say one local word from that area. So it was so much challenging because if you are in the midst of the people and you can't hear what they are saying, sometimes you can have some speculations that are they talking ill about me, or have they welcomed me, or are things going on as they should be. So that one was one of the challenges that I was having. It was coming from the language barrier. I can say that is one of the greatest challenges that I encountered, even though the challenges are diverse.
Any other challenge? Maybe you can.
Another challenge also. Another challenge also. I was ordained, but I did not serve under a senior priest. You see, like I was ordained, and all of a sudden I was posted into the new area. So this one, whatever helped me is God Himself through the power of the Holy Spirit, because it is not easy. Yeah, even until now, as I'm talking, I'm only 39 years old. Now you can imagine I was ordained when I'm roughly 30. If you can remember the calculation you did before. I was ordained when I'm only 30, and I didn't serve under any senior priest. But God conveys me so that I never fall in a certain error or anything that may interfere with my service, also with my spiritual life. So that one also was a challenge.
So the next question that I want to ask you, Father, is that from the time now you began this spiritual journey, what are the blessings, the dividends you had been enjoying, you are still enjoying? Maybe you are going to be enjoying them even the days in the years to come. What are these dividends? What are these blessings as a servant of God?
Thank you, Mr. Brooke. One of the things that always I kept on testifying, since I was ordained, my family has been intact. Like we have never had any wranglings with my wife. Like I have total peace in my house. I can say that is a blessing, by the way, because if I got married when I'm like roughly 30, my wife was 25. You can remember.
Yes.
But the peace of God has sustained our house, and it has sustained also my service. Secondly, there is nothing important when you are serving and you see the hand of God in your service. That one has been sustaining me in the service. I'm serving, but then God is responding to the services that I'm doing. This one is in regard when I'm in the service, I can see the fruits. I can see the members new members are joining the church. The church is growing even in construction. You see, the church itself has got peace. All these things I can say dividends, because it is not easy for peace to be sustained in the church. People to agree to one another without opposition and all these things. And more so, another fruit that I can say, I have beheld a lot of miracles. Like when someone is sick, God is just giving strength and giving life and restoration also. This one I've seen diverse when I'm in Kenya. When I was in Tanzania, I saw all these things. And that one can affirm to me that really God is with me in the service.
Okay, another question that I want to ask you, Father, is that what are the requirements for being a deacon, a priest? What is expected from someone who's aspiring to be a deacon or a priest? Because there are other people out there who just want to be a deacon or a priest for being a priest, maybe for the title. Understand me? So what kind of message can you convey to such people?
What I may say in that regard, first and foremost, a service is a call. That one, we don't have any shortcut. Once it is a call, therefore, you can do it according to God's will. Even if sometimes we go towards a different direction, but still God is in control. But there is nothing bad than being in the service of God if it is not a call. Because little things can take you away from the presence of God, from the service. But if it is a call, there is the so-called sustenance. Even if there is challenges, even if there is fight, even if things are not going on as you wish or as you will, but still at the deep inside of your heart, something is reminding you that you are serving the Lord. It is a call. Yeah, sometimes we are down in the spirit. Sometimes we feel like taking rest. But when it's a call, that burden will be reminding your conscience, will be reminding your spirit that you are a servant of God. Persevere, continue with doing what is right.
Thank you, Father. Out there are young men who are aspiring or desiring or dreaming to become a deacon or a priest. They want to serve the church, they want to serve God, but they have not yet made up their mind. It has become a tough thing to do, or a tough choice to make, or in terms of now making that decision. It has not been easy for them.
Yes.
So what can you say to encourage them, to motivate them, or even to make them make that choice?
What I can say, you know, we have two things. We have God's call and we have the response. God is doing his part and I have my part to do. Like for example, when God was asking in the book of Isaiah, whom can I send? No one was ready, but Isaiah came out and say, but I'm here, but I'm a man of clean mouth. Then God took another initiative for the angel to come with the fire and to purify the mouth of prophet Isaiah. So from there, things started to work well. When God was meeting Moses in Mount Horeb, Mount Sinai, you can remember the context, whatever was happening there. God told him, do like this, do like that, and Moses was ready to do what God was telling him. If he wanted to come closer, and God told him, no, it can't happen with your own mind. Take away the sandals away from you. And Moses took away the sandals. Then he heard the voice of God. After that, he did what God wanted him to do. So we have the calling of God and we have the response. Response is coming from obedience. So with our people, sometimes God is knocking, God is calling, but whomever is ready to obey is not there. Yet calling is in the heart, but there are a lot of distraction within the circumference. Maybe I'm still a schoolboy. Maybe I'm in our local village at home. Maybe I'm in town, I'm struggling with my financial issues and all these things. So you find all these things are distraction. But God will continue to knock simply because you have something that you have to meet. You have a work that you should accomplish. God knows his people.
Thank you. Thank you. I hope our viewers, you have learned a lot, just like the way I've learned through the spiritual journey of Father Tadros. We are going to be having different topics in our subsequent programs. But Father, thank you for making time for us.
Asante
I hope
sana.
to see you again. May you pray for us. May you remember us in your prayers.
Asante.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.